I'm doing things pretty out of order here, and by pretty out of order, I mean like literally in the opposite order that I should be doing it, but that's fine. In the past couple videos, I've been mentioning that we're starting this project next, and the first step of that is going to be all new flooring throughout this entire upper story of the shop. As of now, like I showed you, it's just these carpet panels that's just, you know, that has the plywood subfloor underneath, and the whole floor is just that weird carpet square stuff. Taylor and I, well, my dad's gonna help as well, but we're gonna DIY everything in here. Pretty much every project, from flooring to ripping out the little old outdated kitchenette to if we decide to add walls, or everything in here is going to be DIY'd. The bathroom obviously needs some work. This whole project is gonna be amazing for me to just tinker around with and learn how to do, you know, some of these handy life skills that I think will be beneficial to me. And I mean, I think it'll be cool to document it for content. But the reason I'm telling you all that and why I'm doing things out of order is because I'm gonna start bringing some things into here, which is really dumb, being the fact that we're redoing the flooring and technically everything will need to go out of here eventually. I've got a couple reasons that I want to move some stuff in now, but first I'll show you what we're actually bringing in and how we're gonna get it in here, because those are stairs and I don't know, we'll figure it out. In here is my office, and there's a lot going on in here for such a small room, and the only light is that. I really feel there should be like a ceiling light. There's just not. Got all my PC stuff for when I stream or film for the gaming channel or get any of my editing done that I don't want to do on my laptop. And then this, which is the racing sim. And I mean, with like, it is very, you know, compact in here. We're kind of all very, very tightly packed in here. I'm assuming that you can see where this is going, right? This is currently a guest bedroom for if we have friends or family or guests over. I guess that's why it's called that. And next to, I mean, this is also another bedroom that up until now has been my office, but I'm kind of thinking, well, not even I'm thinking, I'm telling you guys that we're switching things up. One of the biggest things is that this whole simulator really sucks to move. That's actually part of the reason that I want to get this moved, is because there's some modifications that I want to make for this. But in order to do that, dude, the lighting sucks in this room too. There's really not. Did that help at all? Kinda, a little bit. We're taking this apart. That's where I'm going with this. I can pretty confidently say that disassembling and moving this thing is at least a two-person job. That being said, I am impulsive, so we're gonna try to do it alone. We just really need to not drop this monitor. That's number one goal here. I believe that once I loosen this one, we are free, and I forget how heavy it is. Oh no, that's not good. All right, come on, come on. There we go. Oh man, that's always the most stressful part. Look at this super sick fingerboard mini ramp though. Imagine. Normally when I move this thing, I don't do like I'm not gonna do a full disassembly, like to the bare bones, but I do want to strip pretty much everything off because I want to custom fab some little parts and adapters that I'll show you in a sec. I've been wanting to, now that I'm starting to get more familiar with fabrication and metalwork and everything, I've been wanting to sort of revamp this because you'll see. Come to Papa. So like all of this stuff that I made before I really knew how to weld at all, it shows, and I think we can fully redo a lot of that. There's some custom stuff I want to do with the mount and the monitor mount and sort of everything. I feel like a mad scientist whenever I disassemble this thing, because it really is kind of crazy feeling how it's all built and constructed. I want to say like a year ago now, I upgraded all three of these motors, and I bought like the motor upgrade pack or whatever, and I sort of thought that they'd come assembled and you just slap them in, and I was wrong. In order to replace these, you had to literally every single nut and bolt on this entire machine had to come off, and I had to build these motors piece by piece, like every little thing you see, I constructed those. I got very familiar with the full motion sim during that process, and I felt really cool when I successfully did it. Right now, I'm trying to just disconnect everything and clean up all the wires so we can just pull it out. This is also something that I am for sure gonna work on once we reset this thing up, is just this cable management disaster that I caused originally. I will admit, I was going for functionality over form when I initially got this thing set up, because I was using it for the gaming channel as well as streaming, and like you're watching the gameplay, not looking at the simulator, you know? But now that I'll be moving it to a bigger place, I really do want to focus on organization and cable management and cleanliness and all of that stuff, which is another reason that I'm starting from scratch, you know? There we go, now we have a naked little simulator. Everything's pretty much cleared out, everything's disconnected and set over here, and we should be good to wheel it on out for now. You can see I didn't disassemble it when I brought it into this room, and it was a tight fit. Oh no, see? How did I get it in here? It doesn't fit. How did I do this? Oh. It's that back little, I don't even know what you call it. It doesn't fit, but it did fit, because I didn't assemble it at all when I brought it in. What are we gonna do here? We're just gonna weasel it through. Oh yeah, there we go. I gotta not scratch the brand new floor. If we just, aha! Oh yeah. I think we're through. Yes. Nice, okay. So now I have to get this thing through here, 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 out there. Oh, but wait, we're not done. No way I'm making it down the stairs, which means we gotta go down, 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 all the way down, all the way up until we're over there. You know, I mean, I think the smart thing to do would be to load it into the truck. But are we gonna do the smart thing, or are we gonna do the fun thing? Stupid idea. I should have put it in the truck. All that work to avoid stairs, and now we have to go down these stairs. Again, I should wait for someone to come help me and carry them down, but what fun is that? Now what? Okay, that's good. Good job, Garrett. I think if there's ever been the wrong way to do something, or like the thing that you shouldn't do, I think it's this. Is it really the wrong way if it works though? Ha ha ha! I'm in! Oh baby! Like nothing. No, that was like something. And now placement. And part of the reason, I've talked about wanting like a work-life balance, and someone in the comments actually mentioned that it could be really cool to have my house be my home. Like that is where Taylor and I, everything personal life related, nothing work related, the house is the home. The shop can be where the work takes place, because obviously underneath me is the plasma cutter, all the metalwork stuff, the mini ramps, the rails, all that. And up here, we had the idea, and this is I think what we're committing to now, have a little corner be essentially what my office was. So it'll be, I want to cater it a little bit more towards sim racing because I do 99% of my editing on my laptop now. Have the sim racing setup / editing bay / gaming channel studio, everything in this corner here. We want to have a sort of couch and a TV there, beanbag, just sort of like a lounging area, chilling area right here. We want to have some gym equipment and, you know, like a treadmill, a spin bike, like that sort of basic entry-level gym stuff somewhere over here. Either a ping pong table or a pool table or, you know, some big centerpiece game room item here. That's sort of the rough, oh, and then obviously, of course, turn this into a portable fingerboard park and have a bunch of fingerboard obstacles, and we can kind of push this around because it's on wheels. That's the rough plan, or at least like the short-term plan for this upstairs area. And we get to start really taking, you know, steps towards that once the flooring is done. And then the room that was my office, we want to make it sort of a, like, I guess an office, but more of like a dual purpose office and not a gaming room like it was. Taylor does real estate, and as of now, she just has like a little desk that she'll work on, or just the kitchen table sometimes. And we want to convert what was my office into just kind of a work space for her and for me if I need it for whatever reason. And then, you know, have this be my space. Damn, I miss my space. All right, so sim, this corner, this is what we're gonna be roughly building out. And again, somewhat placeholder because we're taking everything out and doing the flooring soon. When we do the flooring, we can work around the simulator and like push it out of the way, and we'll make it work without having to go out of the building again. So let's bring in the rest of the sim stuff. Alright, that's the last, well, there's a couple other cables and power supplies and whatnot, but I don't even think we're getting into that today. I'm thinking this corner, because I was debating between this corner or this corner, but I think this is the one. As counterintuitive as it is for a studio, or at least what I like for a gaming studio, is as little light as possible, as little sunlight as possible, because I'm gonna be using studio lights and whatnot for camera lighting. You can see this corner, we have a window pretty much, you know, blasting it, versus here, if we put the sim in the corner facing the, you know, the wall right there, we have a blank canvas on both sides, so that's gonna be perfect. Getting my steps in today though, huh? I don't even know what this is or where this came from. I think my parents brought it and just put it here. It could be cool, maybe it's like a background in my gaming videos or something. And this has to go, oh God. I don't even know why I still have, I got this at Home Goods when we got the LA house because I wanted wall decorations, but I learned that wall art can be expensive. So I just got some like basic ass $10 canvas from Home Goods, and it's just somehow followed me for years now. Voila, our corner. The sim moves, like it's a full motion simulator, so you gotta watch the walls and everything, especially with the monitor on there. I just wanna get it roughly in place, because I gotta make some changes to this anyway. I got this thing used, or secondhand, probably 5 years ago now, and I've been slowly upgrading it and building it out over those 5 years. And I go through phases where I use this thing for hours every single day, and then sometimes it'll go weeks without touching it, just kind of like with any hobby that I ADHD pick up. But because I got it used, I really, like, I didn't know too much. I didn't assemble it when I first got it. I had it delivered. So this whole time, it's been configured from the previous owner. It's kind of wonky. Like certain things don't feel right, and I've done my best to adjust them over the years, but I'm done procrastinating and I want to get this thing like perfect. And it really feels like I'm working on a car right now, except it's a simulator car. That's crazy. I mean, you can see all the holes in here. Like there's so many different ways to mount stuff, and it depends on what, you know, what equipment, what pedals, what wheelbase, like it's all variable. And especially with a motion platform like this, it's a little bit different than a static simulator. A lot of this is just me sort of tinkering with how it works. I've never tried to adjust the pedals, but what I want to try is pulling them out a little bit so my legs aren't as bunched up, if that makes sense, because with the seat all the way back, it still feels like small. All right, the pedals should be free. Yeah, all right, let's see here. Ew, look at all, can you see that? Hold on. All that dog hair and just dust built up there. Vacuum it? No, leave it, let it marinate. Now I gotta sit in it and see, you know, where I want the pedals to rest. I kind of want them like far like that, almost like way out, because I have the seat all the way back right now. So I guess let's go see what the farthest I can mount it is. I don't know how much you're able to see, but we gained, what, 1.5 inches right there, and it looks like that is the end. We have a mounting hole there, but that's our last one, so it looks like we can get another 1.5 inches. All right, so we got everything there tightened up. What's next? Where the wheel mounts to and where the monitor mount to, there are so many different variations of which sides things can go on if you want the screen closer or farther, but they all have to puzzle piece together because you can't have the screen hit the wheel and all this, and I've spent hours trying to get it right. However, now that everything's disassembled, it's much more, available for experimentation. I think I want to, I'm thinking out loud here. I think I want to experiment with lowering the wheelbase 1 notch. So from here to there, then the steering wheel would sit lower. Let's start with that, I guess. So this is all experimental. I might not like it lower, so we'll see. It's just like, it's one of those things that I've been needing to try for a while, and I just haven't, until now. We just gotta drop it 1. Okay. God damn it. This would be so much easier with the second person. There we go. And then before I tighten anything down, I do just want to feel out the height, which is why we grab this. Just rest it there for now. Yeah, I don't think we can go lower because we'd start to hit the legs there. Yeah, I think that's looking good. Because one more down and the bottom of the wheel is gonna hit our legs. But right now, that feels pretty close to real life, because before it felt a little bit high. And I also think I want it closer to me, and I can either adjust that by where I mount the wheelbase, like I can pull it out toward me, or there's an adjustment down there I want to mess with. So, okay. Boom. All right, that's locked in, and then I mentioned I wanted it closer, and that's gonna be these right here. Scoot it back. Alrighty. You can see these were mounted there. I scooted them back 2 holes, which is, that's about 2 inches, which pushes this whole thing forward. And I mainly want to do that for the monitor, because the monitor mounts here, and the closer that big ass monitor is to your eyeballs, the more like immersive it is. A lot of the time I use VR with this setup anyway, but it is cool to have a monitor. And now, we sit in it. Yeah, we might even be able to lower this now, but we have to mount the wheelbase first. A lot of these are just really awkward angles to work on, but there we go. All right, wheelbase is on. This is where things start to get a little iffy. Because right now, you can see that if I were to mount the monitor, we're cutting it pretty close to the wheel, but I really want the screen just a little bit lower, like 1 notch lower, but then I'm battling hitting this. But I think maybe with the wheel adjustments that we did, I can get away with it. Kind of only one way to find out. And we just drop it 1. I hope this works, but I think I tried this before. I can't remember. All right, so let's get this bolted up. Honestly, we don't actually have to bolt it yet. I just need to see if we're gonna hit or not. Line it up. Yo, wait, it might work. We might be able to get away with it. Hold on. How are we looking? All right, let's see. Oh, I think we're good. Look at that. I thought we were gonna be cutting it way closer, but it looks like with those wheel adjustments, we are far enough out that we actually have the perfect distance there. Wow, okay, sick, I think. I stand corrected. We were very close. All right, we have movement there, but this one, that little, I don't know if you guys can see it, that button hits the monitor, and we can't have that if we're drifting, or we don't want anything hitting the monitor, obviously. Which leaves us with a couple options here. We can reduce these. So if we, cut them a little bit shorter, made a new bracket, so this whole monitor was, what, a 1/2 inch back? Or we can drill some new holes into this so we can push the wheel a 1/2 inch forward. So which one of those is easier. I think there's a third option. Option 3 is to mount this thing that has the monitor mount on the opposite side here, which would push it back, what, an inch-ish? I think that this might hit that now, but again, I mean, at this point, let's try it. So we're just doing the old switcheroo. So we want it on this side. Yeah, we might, I think we're gonna hit these. Oh, it's so close, damn. Yeah, the back of the TV is just too big for it, unfortunately. I called it a TV, it's not a TV. It's a monitor. Well, that leaves us with a fun option because we get to make something and I get to feel useful. We're gonna chop these down an inch, which means I have to make a new one of these little brackets. So let's see if I can put my fabrication skills to the test. This is another pretty good example of like over complicating things, but it's the process of it that I enjoy more than the end result. The more I'm looking at it, there's a ton of a ton of much easier ways to do this, but none of them are nearly as fun. Plus, I get to put my fab skills to the test and see if I can make something, because I love making things that actually serve a purpose. So we're trying to just free up those parts right now. And voila, this is the piece that we're gonna be shortening, or I mean both of them. Free up the other side here. I don't know why I'm not using the impact. I think the other side, they were flip-flopped for some reason, but I definitely could on this side. All right, there they are. Now, let's take them down. It's a relatively simple surgery we're performing today. We are literally just chopping these an inch shorter, remaking this part, welding it back. We're shortening these by an inch. We are gonna mark an inch there, and then we connect those lines, boom, and boom. Same thing on this side. And now all I do is cut them. All right, we have our marks. That's an inch shorter. And now snip, 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 snip. All right, the first success or failure is gonna be if these are symmetrical, and they sure as hell are. So that's a step in the right direction. What now? what am I doing again? I don't know if you guys saw, I made another mark. That's the inch mark. I ended up doing an inch and a half instead, just so we have a little bit more clearance. Yeah, now we have to remake this face, which means I have to test my design, my CAD and CAM skills for the CNC. This is a skill that I still need to work on a little bit. I got the job done, which I was proud of, but it did take a couple revisions. And it's essentially, I take a picture of like a real world thing. So I took a picture of the bracket that I needed to make that included the bolt holes, because the bolt hole spacing is like the most important part. If the holes don't line up, nothing really works. And then you trace it, like you scale the image up to size because you measure it and then you trace it. But for whatever reason, even though I fully traced it, it still didn't line up the first couple tries. I don't quite understand it. Again, we did get it done in the end. But if anyone's got, like workflow tips on how to better or more efficiently do what I did in this time lapse, let me know. But we got it done, and let's get to cutting it out. I'm looking pretty good. All right, we're going into the shop. I think I got everything set up. Ignore the noise. The air compressor is still compressing air, but we have the piece, hopefully. I'm gonna test one, believe it or not, before I commit to doing two. We're actually testing our work first this time. We're using 1/4 inch steel, and we're just gonna run it. I don't know if you guys saw in the screen recording, but I overlaid an image of the actual bracket and then I sort of traced it and made sure the dimensions were correct. I'm hoping that all of the holes will line up because that's the most important part. So we'll see. How cool is that, dude? How cool? Making your own things is so cool. Oh, yep. That's hot, all right. All right, there we go. This is what we're trying to recreate, and this is what we got. And it's a little off on the top. It looks like we have to lower these two holes down a little bit. All right, so here's the bracket in Fusion. I'm gonna go ahead and select both of those circles, and we are going to move those 0.2 inches on the x-axis. Click OK, and let's try again. Alrighty. All right, take two. Let's see. Yes, that is pretty much perfectly aligned. All three holes there. I want to go run upstairs and triple check. I'm just gonna make sure everything, because the last thing I want to do is weld everything up and then realize that the holes were slightly off or something. But as long as it lines up properly with that, we are good to go. Let's just make sure that all three of them can be in at the same time. Money, baby. Look at that. We're not gonna have all three in, obviously, but I just wanted to make sure that the holes line up, and they do, so we did something right. Let's get that other one cut. Isn't that nice? Isn't that just music to your ears? I think that I've showed you guys this tool already, but it's called a magnetic chuck, which is this thing right here. And what it does is you can set your, whatever you cut on it, right? Like that. Crank that thing. And now they're magnetized on there, so we can take an angle grinder to them and get all that dross off and get them ready for welding. We're nearing the finish line here. So here they are, all cleaned up and weld ready. And I cleaned up the ends of these two. Got all the paint off so we can weld them together. Essentially, all we are doing is welding them back to how it was, which is like that. It's just a little bit shorter now, obviously. Everything's in place. Got the welder set up, and let's just finish this up. Not my best work, not my worst work. It'll work. I'm gonna grind it down flush like they did over there, and then paint it. Here they are, dude. Check them out. They came out perfect. I mean, they're both exactly symmetrical, as they should be. They both, all the welds look good. There's no porosity or holes or anything. And I'm actually super stoked on that. I think it's time to get them painted, and then we can mount the monitor up. This is the proper way to paint things. Just hold it. I'm trying to be light because this is almost empty. Yeah, there's one. Let that chill right there to dry. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really proud of these. I'll show you them once they're fully dry and everything, but that worked great. Now we wait. Not half bad, huh? They look, I mean, like, dude, they look great, honestly. I'll say it. We cut about, yeah, I'd say 1.25 inches. It's 1.25 inches shorter now. A little penis reduction surgery there. But I mean, that's the side that I did, and this is how it came from the factory. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm factory quality, but it sure as hell will work. All right, how are we looking? Look at that clearance, dude. We are totally free with the wheel there. We're not even close, but we're close enough to have it look great. I mean, that's the exact position that I want that monitor, and you can't, I mean, like, that just looks completely normal. It looks factory. The monitor is sitting perfectly in between the wheelbase and the wheel. That is I'm so happy with how that came out. I'm very proud of that, to be honest. I think I'm gonna call it there. I didn't really get that far, but I'm proud of what I did. The next step, though, in case you didn't pick up on it, is to redo this, because this is just like the sketchiest, most half-assed fabrication job I've ever done. This was before I knew how to, dude, that's not even connected. How is that a holding? So I want to do a similar process for the shifter and handbrake mount and make those look a lot more legit and have those mounted in the correct position over here. That's step 2, but I mean, for today, I'm happy, I'm content. So thank you guys for watching. Hope this was somewhat entertaining to you. Catch you next video. Peace out.